Hey, what's up guys? Here in the workshop. If this is your first time here, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button here now so you can check out the rest of my content. Maybe if you can consider all you guys going and hitting the like button now so YouTube lets people know this video is out there. What I have is a box of Dewalt here. I've mentioned before, I'm a big time Dewalt fanboy. Probably about these impact drivers. But I am a mid-20s male who's been doing a lot of like hand craftsmanship for most of my life. I come from a family that's fairly involved in terms of hand craftsmanship, a lot of different skills. And it's just kind of how I was raised. I've had the opportunity to do a lot of different work. But now, ever since my teenage years, I've been working on building a good tool set, which is, in my opinion, very important. It's important for a man to be capable and be able to be self-sufficient and take care of basic tasks themselves, and it's important to have a tool set to aid you in that. I don't like being the guy, I really don't like being the guy that goes around bumming tools off of their friends and family members, borrowing stuff. I really try to stay away from that. I would rather buy it and kind of cry about it, and then I have the tool forevermore. And as I've said in the past, you will never regret buying a tool. I've never regretted even tools that I wasn't even in need of. I walked past and they were on sale, and I said, maybe it'll come in handy one day, and it always does. I've had a lot of tool purchases like that really come in handy. Anyways, enough backstory. This is the Dewalt DWX724. Now, throughout this year, I'm going to be getting into a lot more carpentry type work. I'll take you guys along with that. So I'm trying to build up my carpentry tool set. Last year I invested in a beautiful Dewalt job site table saw, and I just recently invested in a Dewalt compound miter saw that hasn't arrived yet. The stand arrived before the saw. Now, the compound miter saws are quite expensive, in my opinion. The price rang in pretty high, but I shelled out and got a saw that I felt would last me, a really long time. It's a lifetime type saw. But I couldn't believe the prices of stands. Like, this is a Dewalt stand. I didn't cheap out, but I didn't go all out either. I believe this thing was $199 plus tax, and to get much less than that in terms of price, you would have to go just absolute bottom of the barrel in terms of price and quality. So, but what I did find, a problem I found, is that there's so little information out there on this. You think this being a Dewalt product, and it seems like it's super popular, tons of Amazon reviews and stuff, you'd think there would be all kinds of YouTube content showing you all the bells and whistles. And there's just a few guys quickly demonstrating how it works. There's no unboxing, there's no assemblies, at least not that I saw, and no close-up looks at exactly what you have. So I'm hoping to give that to you here tonight. Maybe you can make a little more educated of a decision than I did. It looks like it's pretty much all put together. So, let's have a look. It's convenient that it's all nicely assembled. Life construction looks like, yeah. So for starters, we have all metal construction here, and these legs, aluminum. They have steel pins right here that pass through two positions, and these pinch handles. Black plastic labeled Dewalt. So these would pinch in, you slide down, and they lock in the other position. When they are in position, there is some movement. I'm guessing that's so that it doesn't matter which legs you put down first, because they will overlap. Notice if I bring this one down, then this one has to overlap. If they were in a tight position, you would have to orient them properly. So how they get away from that is that there's slack in both of them, so it doesn't matter which one comes down on top. But they do lock nicely in place. You see all the way across the bottom here, we have a T-track, which I'm not sure what that allows you to do, if it offers you many more options or what. I'm not sure what to do with that T-track, but this handle mounts into that T-track with 2 Allen head bolts, so you're able to loosen those up, slide them wherever, position them wherever you wanted. But this is your carry handle. Now after flipping it over, we have a real nice looking top. Everything is assembled with the same size Allen head here. The metal frame construction. These ends, I notice, are also T-tracked into the front here. We have T-track here, T-track on the back side, and a very large T-track style system up on top. I'm not sure what they all are for yet. I'm sure there are different attachments, but that's really cool. I'm sure it would be useful just for different size tools. You could buy some T-track adapters and have like little hangers on there for extra tools and stuff like that. That is really neat. And something, again, that I didn't see mentioned in a review. Standing right in front of this table, you have these little flip levers. And they're like draw tension. So the more you pull on them, the tighter they get. Right? And then you have this square stock, steel square stock, inside this channel here. And that is very rigid. The only movement coming from it is the table rocking here a little bit. Now if you notice right here, it looks like this is an entire assembly that mounts onto this chassis with a bolt here. So I'm thinking this is perhaps rebuildable or replaceable. If this got worn out using it over and over and over on the job site, then you could probably replace it. That is nice, and I do like the system. Nice and quick. I know my dad has ones that are, I believe, like screw handles, and those work good. They've lasted a long time, but this is probably a little bit of a quicker option, just having a flip tab like that. And you aren't going to pull that apart. Now the DWX724 kit also comes with these 2 saw mounts, which are beautiful. Nothing I really saw online showed how these worked, but they're just awesome. So you have 2 grooves here, and these are, feels like a real hard plastic. This is a metal chassis again. Labels on it, which side's the front, and then you have these really cool locking clips, and these feel super heavy. It has a lock in there, so you can push it so far, but then you have to nip this to allow it to come up in there, and that's how it grabs the track. Both of these are identical, and they'll bolt to your saw. Let's see. Just like that. Just like that. And these don't really move. I mean, if these were mounted to the saw and everything was there, you would not budge this around. And the nice thing about it is if you're going to transport your saw, or you want to take your saw off, you're trying to adjust something, you're trying to clean something, you want just your saw to go somewhere, you reach down around your saw, grab those 2 locks, you can pull your saw right off of the system, which is pretty incredible in my opinion. It also allows you to mount this, to mount your saw wherever you want. If you want it completely down at one end, so you have a bunch of room here for, you know, you can screw something down for a little work area, or to lay a few tools, you can do that. I just think these are really cool and make for a nice premium and modifiable setup. I like that. Now I mentioned all the way along the top here we have this big, like, oversized T-track, along with, that extends out into these end arms here. You can see that's just an open T-track. And this set also comes with some, I think they're stops is what they are, but they're also your slides or your supports. So these black things here, these guards, will flip up to stop your piece of material. If you're doing repetitive cuts, you set a length. These can also flip down. You just loosen them, flip them out of the way, and you have your slides on top. These are adjustable for height, and they mount with this T-track here. So first we'll just loosen this up so we have some room, and now we'll have to pull this out enough to get our T to slide in. Now this surface, this yellow surface, you can see we even have some Teflon runners in there. That's nice. That surface will sit on top of the plastic, and this metal T-bar, can you see that there? Will go up and underneath and we'll draw tight. So let's see if we can get this on here. So it's right in place. Snug it down. And this T-track design is pretty popular these days. You can buy the entire strips of it and do what you want with it. But of course then right here on each side we have a depth riser. So you can set the height of this thing to match your saw. These come loose from factory, these bolts here, so you can slide this in and out to match up with the fence of your saw depending on how far out or back your saw sits. Now suppose that this right here is the deck of your miter saw. What you can do is set up the height of this stop here. Of course this would all be set up all the time. You just set it to match your saw once you had your saw here set up. So say that was it. Now what you can do is, let's say you're building a knee wall and you want 10 studs that are, I don't know, 3 feet long. So you measure from your blade to the end of your stop, say that's out 3 feet. Measure it wherever we want here so we can come in or out. So we set it at 3 feet, lock it in. Now you don't have to keep measuring 3 feet because you can just butt your 2x4s up, snip, slide it in, up to the stop, snip, and you can just cut like that all day. We have another one for the other end. Now given that this is all matching T-track, let's say you want a bunch of little small pieces, real short. We can loosen up. This T-track can run right in. Let's loosen it up enough here. But this T-track can run right in on the chassis, right up to our miter saw. So I think that's pretty cool that you're able to just bring this in on this T-track like this. Of course, if you didn't want to do that, you could also just slide your saw down to meet it. So if you say you needed a bunch of little 8-inch pieces, you could slide whatever each way, and you're resting right against your stop here. Of course, this is all loose, it's adjustable, so we can set it up for our saw. But I think this is just a really nice system. So that's it, guys. I think I've shown you everything that I can show you with this thing. These end stops flip down and out of the way. They've pretty much thought of everything with this thing. It's light enough to carry, it's compact. I picked this one specifically because it is nice and tidy. The size is nice and tidy for in a workshop. This is going to be great when I take it out in the yard or something like that, and I'm cutting a bunch of stuff, or you're taking it up to the cabin, or you're building a shed out back and you take it up. It's plenty big for that for me, but also when I bring it back in my shop, I don't want to have a miter saw station built out of wood in my cupboards and stuff. I want to be able to use this stand. And I don't want something 8 feet long that's going to take up this big amount of real estate on my floor. This is not real long. This is about 4 feet, if that. Would double as a really awesome sawhorse. All you'd have to do is pop off these 4 things, which you don't need any tools to do. These, of course, you just undo them. But this would make a great little sawhorse as well. So, yeah, they've thought about everything. For my eye, everything on this saw is rebuildable and replaceable. Everything down to the plastic or rubber feet that are on the bottom you can remove. These come apart so that you can replace these spring clips inside if you had issues. Just all standard bolts, nuts and things, carriage bolts, basic stuff, nothing like real special or proprietary that they came up with, nothing all molded so that if it breaks down or the wear parts start to go, that you'd have to go back to Dewalt. I don't see anything like that here. Like I said, all really serviceable, rebuildable. They use all nylon lock nuts on everything. It's just it's an awesome thing. Maybe if I could give one critique, I would have liked maybe a little tool with it. An Allen head, a hex head on one end, coming up into a little socket end or a little wrench end on the other end for adjusting some of these, and I'd like it to clip on here somewhere. That would be the only critique I could make. That way you could snug up some of the things here or adjust them if you had to, and you wouldn't need extra tools. And yeah, that would have been handy, but honestly it's not needed. They use all nylon lock nuts, so I don't see the issue with that. Even the Teflon sliders on these pieces are all just clipped in with a standard plug, so those would be replaceable. Fully adjustable. I mean, I don't see what more you could ask for. If you guys have any questions about this, ask them in the comment section. I'd be happy to look closer if there's something I didn't answer, and answer you in the comment section. But it's awesome. What do you think? I don't know of a better option out there. This just fits the bill, and I'm thrilled for my saw to come in. When I get that saw come in, I'll show you guys setting it up, show you my saw choice, and how it mounts up with this here. But I think I've gone on long enough. Thank you guys for watching. Once again, hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here. Let me know what more you'd want in a miter saw stand. Dad thinks I should have got one with wheels. I didn't really think it necessary, but he has wheels on his, and he finds that really useful. So I don't know. Let me know what you think would be a better option for around that same price point. I mean, of course you could pay $500 probably for a saw stand, but I'm not interested in that. So thanks for watching. Sorry for chatting on so long. We'll see you in the next video.